The U.S. recently announced sweeping tariff increases on several countries, most notably China, with rates soaring as high as 245%, the highest among all targeted nations. In response, China imposed retaliatory tariffs of 84% on key U.S. goods and industries. But now negotiations are underway for a potential deal. The U.S. may reduce tariffs on China to 60 to 65%, down from the initial 245%. So does this signal a failure of Trump's strategy? Or was this a bold, calculated maneuver from a leader who knows how to leverage pressure for maximum gain? After all, this is the same deal-maker and business strategist who built an empire by playing hardball, negotiating from strength and securing concessions when the timing was right. Could his tariff strategy follow the same playbook? What if I told you tariffs might actually benefit the U.S.? Let's explore why. Point number one, global currency shift and USD dominance. Let's start with a big picture question. Why does the US dollar matter so much? Right now, the USD is the dominant global currency. It's used for most international trade, oil pricing, and global reserves. Because of this dominance, the US holds incredible power over the global economy. But here's the twist. Many countries want to change that. Nations like China, Russia, and India have already started discussions to trade in their own local currencies. Groups like BRICS and ASEAN are pushing for a shift away from the dollar toward a multipolar currency system. The goal? To reduce dependency on the USD and avoid US influence over their trade and financial systems. So, what do tariffs have to do with this? By imposing tariffs, the US makes imports more expensive, which encourages Americans to buy more local products or shift to friendly nations. This keeps more money circulating within the US economy. And here's the key. When global supply chains readjust, even partially, demand for the US dollar and trade settlements remains strong, at least in the short and midterm. So ironically, while the world talks about ditching the dollar, US tariffs might actually help keep the dollar strong and relevant. Point number two, high US debt. The US debt is around 33 trillion US dollars, while the GDP is about 26 trillion US dollars. Meaning the debt to GDP ratio is roughly 127%. This basically means the US owes more than it produces, which can lead to problems like higher interest payments, inflation, and a weaker dollar. But tariffs can help. They bring in more government revenue through import taxes, support local manufacturers by making foreign goods more expensive, and create more jobs. As US production rises, demand for the dollar increases, helping to strengthen it, which all works together to reduce economic pressure from the high debt. Point number three, impact of China's reverse tariffs and global response. Many people believe that China's tariffs, the ones they put on US goods in retaliation, will be a huge blow to the US. But is it really? Let's take a closer look. US exports make up around 12% of GDP. That's the combined total to all countries. US exports to China alone account for only around 0.6% of GDP. So even with China's 84% retaliatory tariff, the real impact on the US economy is relatively small. But here's where it gets interesting. Trump's bold tariff strategy has instilled caution in other countries. While China retaliated, most other nations, especially those with significant trade exposure to the US, haven't. Why? Because they fear escalating into a trade war with the US, which could backfire on their economies. To reinforce this, the US recently granted a 90-day pause on new tariffs for countries that show respect and do not retaliate, a strategic move to divide allies from challengers. This has created a new dynamic where the US is able to wield its power more effectively in trade negotiations. Trump's strategy has reshaped the global response, forcing countries to trade carefully, and in many cases, align more closely with US trade rules. While China's revised tariffs pose challenges, the current US administration is strategically working to de-escalate tensions without sacrificing American dominance. The ongoing discussions to reduce tariffs are a calculated move by Trump, a classic negotiation play from the playbook of a master dealmaker. If executed effectively, these tariffs could not only benefit the US, but also reinforce its position as the global economic leader. So is the tariff strategy working? Maybe not in the way you'd expect, but yes, it's shifting power back toward the US, both economically and geopolitically. What do you think? Is this tariff strategy a smart long-term move for the US, or could it backfire down the road? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights like this.